Heyo, all you party people out there, welcome to another episode of Gamer Grudge. I don't know why I'm acting like an announcer on WWE, but it wouldn't be an episode of Gamer Grudge if we weren't talking about Randy Pitchford or Nintendo, and today we're going to be talking about Randy Pitchford yet again because it seems like every week he just has to be doing something that ends up annoying people or making them angry. But before we get into that, as always, I am joined by Andrew Interactive. Andrew, why don't you say what's up?
Horrible air horn noises. Bam, 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 bam.
And I'm also joined by our Kevin's Interactive Unit. Kevin, how are you doing?
Let me tell you something, brother.
Okay.
We're gonna come for Randall.
Yep, we're coming for Randall yet again. So, let's get into it. Roll the intro. Alrighty, today we're going to be talking about yet another thing that Randy Pitchford did that ends up annoying the Borderlands community. Today it is, well, it's days after he said it, but hey, either way, on June 26th,
No, same day.
Pitchford said specifically was talking about the Borderlands 3 sale where it's currently 95% off. I mean, if it's still 95% off whenever this episode goes live, then hey, there you go. You can get it if you want it, but I wouldn't suggest it considering the story wasn't that great, and most people agree with that. But, you know what? I will even say this. Sam Winkler even agreed the story wasn't that great, so, But in the post, he said sales like this for this and Borderlands 3 showing up on console subscription programs took over 5 years from the game's launch to happen. Take advantage of it while it's here and set expectations. It will be even longer before this kind of thing happens in the next cycle with Borderlands 4. So he's just saying that it's going to be at least 5 years until we end up seeing a substantial sale for Borderlands 4. But you know what? I want to call shenanigans on that. I do, because as Andrew Interactive pointed out, if you look at the price history here, you can see that on July 17th of 2023, the price was cut all the way down to $8.99 for the base game, I'm assuming. And that is an 85% discount, basically like 4 years after the game's release. And then you can even go back even further if you look at isthereanydeal.com and go way back to 2020 and February 2020, like little over 2 years, or little over a year after the game released, actually, my bad. You're looking at a price cut that brought it down to $27.14. That cuts the game in half already. I would say that's a substantial discount. And you only need to go a little bit further to February 2021 to see it for $15. But, so Andrew, what do you have to say to that?
I think Randy Pitchford, the genius rage-baiting guru that he is of business propaganda, meant dog years. Video game dog years. That's what he meant with the 5 years. That's obviously what he meant because, why would you lie about that? That's just crazy. Someone lying on the internet when they're a CEO, wild. Never happened. Not in my world.
Before I forget this, do we recall when Randall once said that, hey, the price on the game ain't my call? And is this
control.
Him? Yeah, is this him saying, oh,
that he has control?
That he has control? Did I discover something? Are we cooking today?
Yeah,
I was going to bring that up later.
That's something that a few people in the comments section actually pointed out whenever I scrolled down through like comments and everything. They specifically mentioned that, yeah,
you didn't read comments.
This gives very much, hey, he has control over the price at least somewhat, a little bit. So 2K is not entirely in control over this thing.
These
so
are your own thoughts and opinions.
when he said it earlier, that clearly was him talking a bunch of like bullshit right there. But
a CEO named Randall Pitchford lying? No. Crazy. Not in my Borderlands 3 universe.
Just remember, everybody, if you wait a year to buy the game when it's on sale for the inevitable price of like probably $35, which is going to be half the price of the original game, you're going to end up not being a real fan. Just remember that.
real fans find a way, y'all. Basically, Randy's saying, "Get your money up if you want to play Borderlands." Like, come
Yeah.
on.
100p. 100p. You're a loser
But
if you don't buy it day one.
But Andrew Interactive also pointed out a few other things like this Reddit thread right here, where 4 years ago, you were talking 2021, where people were saying that the game is regularly at like $20 for the base game, or $40 if you want all four of the DLCs. That, of course, didn't include the director's cut at the time. But $40 for everything, for all the DLCs and the base game. That is still less than half the price of the original game, because you have to remember the Super Deluxe Edition was $100 whenever you bought it early, but if you bought it day of, it was $120. So really, you're looking at a third of the price of the game for all four of the DLCs and the base game. There you go. I mean, you're looking at these insane sales that happened a year or 2 years after the game's release, and now Randy's just saying, oh yeah, you're not going to see any sales at all, or at least substantial sales, until like 5-6 years down the line. The only thing I can think of is that maybe he thought, maybe he was specifically saying like 95% sales where the game's like only $2 or something like that. But even that is a lie, where it's like, when you look at the sale prices and everything, because you can see the game for like $8 in 2024, which, yeah, granted that is 5 years, but then you can also see the game for sale right here on the price cut website, where it's talking about it being $5.89 in 2023. That is 4 years. There you go. The lowest I can find it prior to 4 years is 2022, where it was $12.
So you're telling me that the best Borderlands game by play hours, that makes it the best game, the one that's constantly on sale because it's not that great, is a failure? And it's been on sale sooner than 5 years with a high price and discount? Wild. Unbelievable. I can't believe it's true.
I'm gonna go ahead and look at the price, the price history as well of Borderlands 2, just as a comparison here, because we know that for a long time it's been very, very cheap. But so Borderlands was originally released back in September 2012, and so let's see, it was best price was 2013. You're looking at a price of $6 at that point. In 2014, you're looking at a price of $5. In 2015, you're looking at a price of $3. And so, really, with Borderlands 2, within 3 years, it was already $3. Just within a year, it was already half price at like $20. And we're looking at similar stuff with Borderlands 3, where like a year after its release, it was also like half price. So what's to say that, Borderlands 4 isn't going to be half price a year after it's released? I guarantee you, year after release, like you're looking at like next Christmas or something. Not first Christmas, but like next Christmas, you're looking at deep cut sales. That, or you're looking at deep cut sales as part of like Steam Summer Fest or something like that, like Summer Sales Fest.
So you're telling me cream of the crop, oh yeah, dig it, Nacho Man, Randy Pitchford, the guy who doesn't set the prices, has no control over it whatsoever, not even a tiny little dip a toe in the hot tub kind of like anything, is lying? Wild. Crazy.
This also boils down to, like, if he's saying significant sales numbers, like 95%, then at this point, you've had bad PR, you've had your foot in your mouth this whole time. Make it clear. Be like, hey, this is, like, you'll never see Borderlands 4 95% off in its first 4 years, which for a new game, that's fine. Like, whatever. Like, I don't think anyone would be upset, but now he's saying like, oh, he's being more broad with the term,
Yeah.
Guys, I don't think you're catching the drift here. All right? Don't you know that it's only counted as a massive or big discount if it's 95 or higher?
It's out of my hands, man. It's out of my hands.
I mean, I will say this.
Sales.
He was accurate with at least one thing, and that is that Borderlands 3 didn't end up going on to like Game Pass or on to PlayStation Plus until like this year and like late last year. So really people weren't getting the game for free at least until like halfway through last year. So like, just like exactly like 1 year ago basically, I think, is when it went on PlayStation Plus.
I mean, is it really missing out much on a game that a lot of people don't really want anyways? I mean, come on, let's be honest. Like, you really missing out on them not being there?
I mean, personally, I will forever say, hey, gameplay of Borderlands 3 is tight. It is tight. The story, oh no,
Boy, like a tiger.
it's terrible. But
Toy like a tiger.
I don't know, guys. Like I'm feeling, like I said, I feel 1 year. 1 year is all it's gonna take. Like anniversary of Borderlands 4, you're gonna see 50%. You're gonna see 50% off.
I wouldn't say.
I don't know, man. 30%.
Yeah.
I don't know, guys. 30% of the time, Randy Pitchford's right 100% of the time. So obviously, it's going to be like 5 years or more before we get a big discount.
I think it goes on sale 1 year anniversary, like 30% off or something. And then come like a Steam summer sale or something, then we'll start seeing the big discounts. And then it's going to be included in the Vault Hunters, Collectors, whatever doodad box thing they're giving out. And then, yeah, it'll all come to a point eventually. It's just the classic quote I like to give to people. Patience saves pockets. Just remember that, people.
Yeah, it does. Coming from the one who ended up throwing down 500 bones on a Nintendo Switch 2 as soon as it was.
You did that too.
Hey, I didn't say the quote. So
Well, I'm not patient. I never claimed to be. I girl math everything, man. Come on.
But you know what? As usual, I need to get a review here or from Andrew Interactive. So Andrew, what would you rate Randy Pitchford's post here?
I rate it negative 13 reasons out of 13 reasons why.
Oh, man, that one's. I want to say that's an obscure one, but like I don't know how obscure that actually is. I mean, although good callback to a great TV show, I will say that. So I liked that TV show, but that'll do it for this episode of Gamer Grudge. Where next week you can probably find us again talking about something that Randy Pitchford has done or Nintendo, one or the other, because that's all we ever talk about.
Wait.
What?
Wait. I want to hear my fellow AI's rating.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I cut it short here. Kevin, what's your rating?
I'm thinking a solid 2 shift codes out of 7.
2 shift codes out of 7. Wow. That's I don't even want to like get into like what percentage that is because I don't want to math at the time of recording this being super early in the morning. But now I will say this is the end of this episode of Gamer Grudge. If you enjoy our content, we always like it whenever you subscribe, like, and comment. So please go ahead and give us your nastiest comments. Defend everything that is Borderlands, and just remember, and whenever you are doing it, that I secretly love you all. But good day, everybody.
Later.
Oh, biscuits.